Okay. Well, first of all, congratulations, because I have to tell you, I am not a scary movie girl. I had heart palpitations going up to the theater waiting to see this movie.
Okay.
But this was so good. And I think the reason I liked it so much because it felt so real. I love that documentary aspect.
Yeah.
Was that something that when you read the script for the first time, you were like, this is so different?
Yeah, and that's exactly why I got involved in it. Was the producer Eric Newman had the idea to make sort of the pseudo documentary about an exorcism that just goes terribly wrong, and I thought, all right, that sounds interesting. It was certainly a new take on a way to tell an exorcism story, and I read the script and I was like, this was one of the most interesting, compelling, creative, and scary scripts that I'd ever read. And I remember when District 9 came out, people were saying, okay, even if you aren't into science fiction, you have to see District 9. The first 30 minutes, it's so compelling and engaging that I think that it's actually become a great format. You see Cloverfield and these other films that have really kind of used the first-person feeling to really make you feel like you're right there in the movie.
Yeah.
And I know that, they're very expensive 3D movies that want to give a similar effect, but I just love the idea of you feeling like you're really in the room with this girl who could be possessed or who might be completely insane.
Right.
And I loved the story angle that it's actually the reverend doing the exorcism that's trying to convince the father, no, your daughter's crazy, take her to a psychiatrist.
Yeah.
And that he's doing this documentary as a confessional to show what a fraud all of this is, but slowly realizes that this is something beyond his control.
Right, and you have great tactic because what you do is, there's so much humor in this as well, right? So
Yeah.
we have that, we can calm down, and then you go in for the kill.
Yeah.
I mean, that's great.
Well, I love that in Cabin Fever, I built up the humor, and even in the first Hostel, I let, if the audience knows that something scary is coming, and you have confidence in your material, they really, even when nothing scary happens, they actually are getting more tense because they're waiting for it to happen. And the director, Daniel Stamm, it's his first-time director, did such a magnificent job of really making the first 30 minutes so fun and so engaging that by the time things really start to turn dark, you really feel for all the characters. You feel for the girl, you feel for the reverend, you feel for the father. Everyone's trying to help this girl. It's just this clash of science and religion fighting it. They each have completely different means of how to help her.
Absolutely, and I thought Patrick and Ashley did just
Amazing.
such a phenomenal job. I mean,
Yeah.
we were right there with them.
Yeah, we got very lucky with our cast, and we knew that. I mean, in the script, the big question everyone had when they read it was going to be who's the girl, but really who's going to be Cotton, who's going to be your lead.
Yeah.
And Patrick Fabian came in and did such an amazing audition. And we as the producer, we really kind of tested the director Daniel Stamm, really made him defend him and say, this is why I want this guy, and he believed in him so strongly. And we thought he was fantastic. He was so compelling that it was actually in the auditions, Daniel's like, gosh, I could watch this guy talk about banana bread recipe,
yeah.
and then that actually wound up getting incorporated in the film.
Yeah.
And really, I thought that it was kind of the perfect role, and it was tough because we wanted to find someone that would carry the movie, but not someone that was a known star. And you think, well, how do you find someone who's in their mid to late 40s who isn't already known? And I saw Tarantino did it with Christoph Waltz in *Inglourious Basterds*.
And look what happened to him.
And look what happened to him. But there are great actors out there that just haven't gotten the right part yet. And I think people are going to come out of this movie going, "Oh my God, who is that guy?" And certainly who is Ashley Bell? And they're going to look up everything they've ever done.
Oh, I so agree with you. I have to ask you, what was the film that got you, onto your career path of psycho horror?
Oh, well, I mean, The Exorcist traumatized me as a child, but really Alien was the film that made me want to be a director. I was 8 years old and sitting in the theater, and it said, produced by David Giler and Walter Hill. And I turned to my dad and I was like, I want to be a producer. And my dad said, well, the producer has to raise all the money. And said, directed by Ridley Scott. I was like, what does the director do? He's like, well, the director gets to spend the money and tell everybody what to do. I was like, okay. Well, and so I wound up doing both. I actually get a deep satisfaction out of directing films. But in producing, you feel like here's all this incredible talent with the writers, Huck Bocco and Andrew Gerland, the director, Daniel Stamm, the stars, Ashley Bell, Patrick Fabian, and now I've really had a hand in helping these people get a break that will really get them discovered. I think they're all going to have long and incredible careers. I'm just proud to be a part of it.
I think you're so right about that. I always wondered when you started your films with Cabin Fever and on Hostel, and I always thought, what is a nice Jewish boy like you? Like, what is your mother thinking about
They love
this?
it. Well, it was Plato, the philosopher, that said the good dream of what the bad do. And I think when you grow up with nice Jewish parents, you sit, you're in the suburbs in Newton, Massachusetts, which was voted the safest city in America. You suddenly think, like, gosh, what if someone came in and just took an axe and chopped at my parents? And you just can't help but think, what if this is all taken away from me one day? At least I think that way. I just wrote it down and put it into films. And then, in *Inglourious Basterds* went on to shoot Hitler in the face.
Well,
so
see,
that
then
certainly
they
made
must
my
have been
parents
really proud, yeah.
They were very proud. My father wrote an article for the Jewish Journal called "My Son Killed Adolf Hitler." So they had such nachas.
I'm glad. That's good. They should be. You're a very, very talented young man. How do you decide, Eli, what you want to produce, what you want to direct, what you want to be in?
Well, the truth is that I have kind of a master plan of wanting to make movies, but I'm really just drawn to material. I mean, none of this was planned. With *Inglourious Basterds*, it was Quentin bringing it to me and kind of consulting with me as he was writing the script. Sort of, I was his Jewish fact checker.
Yeah.
And then that led to so many more opportunities. We were at the Cannes Film Festival with *Inglourious Basterds*, and I was able to pre-sell territories and finance The Last Exorcism. So I really respond to material. You know, if it's something that I direct, generally I write it. But I'm always reading scripts and I'm always looking for new ideas. And I also have ideas for movies that I know I'll probably never have time to make. But there are a lot of talented filmmakers out there that I would love to give that break to. Say, okay, let's take this story that I have and watch them run with it. It's just producing is another way of getting your ideas out there.
Yeah. What is it about exorcisms that just scare us to death? You were saying The Exorcist. I mean, that was for me the same movie.
But exorcisms are real. I mean, there's a statistic that 3 years ago there were 25 sanctioned exorcists in Rome, and today there's 300.
Yeah, that's
Literally in 2008, the Pope opened an exorcism academy. I think that 50 or 60 years ago, there was a face on evil. You could say these are the bad guys. And now, sort of with terrorism and the way the world is, and even Wall Street, there's just this general sense of evil out there that people want to feel like they have some control over and want to conquer. And people really, really believe it. I mean, every religion actually has exorcisms. It's incredibly common, but it's such a private thing. It's like walking in on someone's, therapy with a psychiatrist. You never really see it. It's not something that outsiders see, but it's incredibly common. I think people are, they say in the movie, if you believe in God, then you have to believe in the devil. So if you do believe in God and you believe in the devil, then why wouldn't you believe in exorcisms?
So you're really hands-on when you make a film like this.
Very. I mean, I certainly want to give the director a space. They started shooting while I was at the Cannes Film Festival with Bastards, and by the time I was done, they were about halfway or three-quarters into the shoot, and I didn't want to interrupt their chemistry.
Sure.
But I was there, with Daniel. I want to let him do his thing, but really be there as a resource, as a filmmaker, and I have a lot of experience kind of re-editing scenes to try and get it scary. And sometimes I can see how he shot it and what he's going for and what he's not doing. I have hundreds of music cues in my head from horror films, like, oh, but try it with this music and switch that shot. So I can really get involved in the editing room. I really stay out of his way until he needs me. And then we just kind of wrote some new stuff and shot and did a night of like shooting new scenes for the film. So I was just there kind of as a resource for whenever he needed me.
Did Ashley really creep you out when you saw what she could do?
Well, Ashley was amazing. I mean, what's incredible about the film is, The Exorcist, it's a classic, but it's really, there's a lot of makeup effects.
Right.
There's none. There was no makeup artist on this movie. When the people are sweating, that's them sweating. And everything she does, there's no CG, there's no effects, there's nothing. And so everything she does, it's really just a testament to her ability as an actor. She's really incredible.
Wow. So just wrap up really quickly. You're working on the Thanksgiving feature,
The Thanksgiving
trailer,
feature, yeah,
which was so awesome.
It was so much fun. I'm doing that, and I'm writing a science fiction film called Endangered Species.
Wow.
So I've actually kind of gotten sidetracked with the release of Last Exorcism, but I just sort of go one project at a time.
Well, congratulations on this. It's always great to have you
Thank
in Toronto.
you.
And keep them coming. Keep them coming. Thank you so much,
Thanks so
Eli.
much.
Take care.
Take care.
Thank
Tell your
you.
son good luck.
I will.